Okay, good deal. So my name's Eric Kennedy. I've been with WinField for about 12 years. Before that, I worked ag retail for about 6 years. Okay, so I've got some experience with corn and soybeans, wheat, those type of crops. Have worked in areas in Indiana, in Kentucky, Tennessee, so on and so forth. So it's good to be up here this morning. Glad to join you all. So today I'm going to talk about a completely different approach to managing a crop. Okay, so Preston kind of laid the groundwork earlier with thinking outside the box. Said that we're going to challenge you all, and so this is step one of that process. Okay, so what happens when you do everything right in the year and you have an outcome that is less than what you expected? So you got your planter calibrated, you got perfect singulation, you've handpicked the hybrids specifically for the fields you've planted them in, you've used a top-notch herbicide program, used the perfect adjuvants to get the most out of that investment. You've tissue sampled, you've applied the products that need to be applied, you've protected it with fungicide, insecticide, and at the end of the year you roll the combine through the field and you're 10 or 15 bushel off what you expected. Anybody have that experience? Huh? Can I get a show of hands? Does it happen every field every year? No, but you've always got a few fields, right, that come in under the bar. You have a few fields maybe that overproduce what you expected. You've been out there walking them, you've pulled ears, you've counted kernels around and long and done the math, and you're still 15 or 20 bushel above what you expected, right? That happens. Does anybody ever try a new practice, and at the end of the year when you do your side-by-side, there wasn't as big of a difference as what you expected? Anybody? Yeah? It happens, right? Why is that? Do we control every variable that affects this crop right here? No. Even if you have a pivot or you have some kind of irrigation system, do you control every variable that happens to that crop? No, we don't. So, as I've gone through that, we think about all the things you do to a crop to raise that crop. Who assumes all the risk in that purchasing and in that investment? You all, right? The growers. You assume all that risk. Every dollar that is spent on that crop, you assume 100% of that risk. So a new offer that we've got, a new program that we're bringing to growers is called the Advanced Acre System. Okay? So it's taking everything that you do in raising that crop at different levels, okay, but starting out, so seed, herbicide program with adjuvants, fungicide program. It says if you do all that, because we've got the data and the agronomic research to back it up over multiple years, thousands of data points to compare, that we can put a warranty on the outcome. Okay, that says if your yield does not achieve X bushels relative to your individual production, so using your crop insurance as a baseline, because that would be the point of truth in that bushel production. If you do not achieve a certain level or a certain threshold, then you would receive so many dollars an acre back, so many dollars a bag back. And that's a couple of examples here we have on a storyboard. There's a big pile of handouts up there on the table, the registration table. Anybody see those when you signed in? Anybody pick those up? He did. There's a bunch of them up here. Take one when you go. Completely different approach, okay? But it's a way that we can help share some of that risk in you raising a crop. Okay, so this example right here behind me, just say the gold corn, 100% of your approved yield, not APH. Who understands the difference between APH and approved yield on your insurance document? Did you realize there was 2 different numbers on there? I don't see any hands going up. Right, so there's 2 different numbers. Between APH's actual production history, approved yield takes into consideration a trend adjustment that's a factor from your insurance company. Okay, so the approved yield is usually 5 to 8% higher than your APH. We go off of approved yield because we understand that there is genetic gain, there is advancements in breeding technologies and performance in newer genetics versus older genetics, okay? And all that is backed up with data from the answer plot system that allows us to do this, to make this offer. Okay, we've got it on corn, we've got it on soybeans. And we're finalizing all the details now. We're gonna be rolling it out with the Superior Ag group here in the next few weeks. So expect to hear more then. But so as of now, anybody have any questions? No questions.
What happens in the event of a drought?
So in a drought, so it would be covered to a certain percentage. And then so it's really based around products and product performance and knowing how the products perform. Say if it's below 75% of your approved yield, then we would refund you the cost of participating. Because at that point, we would pretty much determine that it's not anything product related, it's environmental related.
I got a question. So if I buy, let's say I buy $100 worth of WinField chemical, you're gonna tell me if we have a bad year, you may pay $300 back. You ain't gonna pay more than that farmer.
That's correct. And
I mean, so if you spend $100 a year, that's about all you're gonna guarantee a guy, ain't it?
Well, so it's based around a total acre approach. Okay, so it's the seed, the chemical program, the nutritional piece, fungicide. Okay, so there may be $200, $250 an acre invested that you have invested in that acre, and
To a certain extent.
we would be refunding some of that back to you. Not 100% of it. Okay.
So are you gonna have certain hybrids that qualify, or what?
Yeah, the hybrids that we have through the testing system. Yeah, so it would be Asgrow, DeKalb, Cropland, Brevant, NK, all those brands that we have data on. And you'll hear Randy go into some of the data and the testing.
And then you'll have that certain variety associated with that hybrid?
Yep, yep. It'll be a custom prescription for your operation.
Who is we?
We is WinField and Superior Ag.
Do we have to use Superior Ag to do all of our applications for this program?
You can be self-applied. If you have your own application equipment, then you can apply your own products.
But you have to show proof of everything you've done.
Well, it has to be purchased through Superior Ag. That's part of the reconciliation process. But it can be self-applied.
What
Yep.
if we're white corn and you've only got one good white corn number?
Yeah, so
Those acres would qualify and not Pioneer's acres?
correct. Yep. Yep. So unfortunately, we can't do every brand from every company, just because the data and the research limits that. But that's what allows us to do that, is the data and the research that we have on the products. That's what's backing up this offer that we can bring.
Based on a field by field or farm by farm?
It would be the unit on your insurance document. So each unit number would be treated as an individual field. Yep.